Most people remember having the conversation about the birds and the bees. But believe it or not, some people may have never had that conversation. Human sexuality is something that everyone will have to deal with sooner or later, and it is important to be well informed in this subject. In this speech, I will be speaking about how important it is to have sex education in our schools, the current state of sex education in the United States, and how we as citizens can do something to change that. To begin, I would like to tell you about the importance of a good sex education for high school age students. Though some parents may not want to admit it, their children are having sex. And so, instead of trying to live in an alternate reality, parents can have to come to terms with the choices their children are making. Even if we hope our children will remain abstinent, that is just not practical to assume that all students will. We need to begin to adequately equip all students for life after school. The CDC says that nearly half of the 20 million new cases of STDs every year are from young people aged 15 to 24. This age group also accounts for 22% of all new HIV diagnoses. In 2014, 250,000 babies were born to women between the ages of 15 and 19. By expanding sex education, students can be able to better understand their own bodies, consent, and protect themselves from STDs, which are very good things to know as an adult. Next, I will be telling you about the current state of sex education in schools in the United States. According to the Guttmacher Institute, as of 2015, 24 states and the District of Columbia mandate sex education. Of those 24 states, 22 of them and the District of Columbia mandate both sex and HIV education, while only 13 of those states require that the instruction be medically accurate. Since there is no mandatory national sex ed standard, even in the states that do require sex education, standards can differ from county to county and even from school to school. 18 states and the District of Columbia require information on contraception, and 26 states require that abstinence be stressed. 19 of those states that require instruction on the importance of abstinence over any other choice. This means there is no talk of condoms, the pill, or any other birth control. While abstinence is a fine choice for someone in high school to make, it is not practical to believe that all students will make that choice. The CDC says that most Americans will have more than one sexual partner in their life, so it is irresponsible to only teach that kind of protection. Only 13 states ask that sexual orientation be addressed at all. 9 of those states require that teaching be inclusive, and 14 of those states require the information provided be negative. By allowing this kind of information to be taught, we allow an entire group of students to be left out of this proper education. Because of this lack of comprehensive content, the amount of students that have said they are having sex, 43% don't use condoms, and 14% haven't used any form of protection at all. Only 10% of those young people have ever been tested for an STD or HIV. Finally, I will give you some examples on how to solve this problem. Whether parents want to admit it or not, this is a problem that needs to be addressed. In legislatures throughout the country, people have been pushing for no school-mandated sex ed, but have it be up to parents to teach their students. But allowing this to happen could result in major discrepancies in what children will learn. It has been proven that providing good sex education, the percentage of people making poor decisions regarding sex drops dramatically. Letting government officials know that we're upset about this can help make a change. If regular citizens bring the issue to their representatives in Congress, we can begin to change the face of sex education in our country and create a new, better informed nation of young people. The state of sex education in the United States is not adequate enough to prepare the young people for life after school. A fraction of the states are mandating this be done, and while some people would like to believe that it is not something that schools should address, we must do something, or we could dig young people into a hole that could be too deep to get out. Our young people are able to make any choice that they wish to make regarding being sexually active. No other program would be allowed to consistently leave students unprepared for life after school. If we can teach high school students derivatives, we can surely teach them about safe sex.
Yeah!
Yeah!